Hello my marvellous sausages and welcome to the Destiny 2 weekly reset, the 6th of May, and it's an absolutely huge one this week because we've got the Rites of the Nine. We'll be taking a look at that. We'll have a look at all our normal reset stuff as well, but I want to talk first of all, just briefly, about the reveal that we just had for the Edge of Fate, and it's full of very cool looking stuff and I really am looking forward to it. There was the big reveal stream which you can watch here on my very channel if you want to go and see exactly what was talked about. Now the Edge of Fate is looking absolutely excellent, but one thing that I was absolutely not prepared for was the announcement for the second DLC this year, and it's called Renegades, and it's basically Star Wars in Destiny. I have no idea how they're going to make this work. They did say that it was a homage to Star Wars, so maybe it's just a Star Wars aesthetic laid over the top of a Destiny world, but it looked like a kind of, like a Tatooine kind of looking place. We had what could possibly be Star Destroyer, like shield doors closing. We had so much in there. Han Solo's blasters in there. We got lightsabers. I can't believe it. I have no idea what it's going to be like or what it's going to be about or how it's going to work, but I was just utterly gobsmacked at the fact that they've done a complete and total Star Wars tie-in. Not just cosmetics, an entire DLC with a Star Wars aesthetic on top. I have no idea how they're going to make that work, but if you do want to see it, I'm going to link my live stream at the end there so you can go and have a little look. So then that's that out of the way. Right, then let's get into the new Rites of the Nine stuff. So, of course, with it being the Rite of the Nine, we've got a few new additions here to the Director, and particularly it's in Days of Eternity as well. So we've got the Spire of the Watcher dungeon. Now, these dungeons are going to rotate weekly from what we can figure out. You could probably got the other spots here for Ghosts of the Deep and for Prophecy. But then we've also got our little, well, it's not a public space as such, because, or a social space, because there's no other people in there with you. But if we click on here, we'll pop in and have a look. And here we are, look, in the Nine Realm. Lovely. Lots of eggy, timer, sandy things going on in here. Now, as you come in, we've got obviously cool stuff going on, and I'm sure there's something up there, you know, I'm sure there is. But anyway, we don't know what's up there, really. We've got a little cutscene that we can watch here, and which you can investigate, and voila, le cutscene.
The emissary brings you a message from the Nine. They put forth a challenge to the Lightbearers.
A begrudging implement. A worn tool. Guardian, please.
We ask, make known your value, so divided gods may wield you in time.
So there we go. I've got a new subclass unlocked there, but that's because I haven't finished my final shape on my Titan. Go away, notifications. Why? Go away. Right, so here we are. Now, we do have our new vendor, which, of course, is Orin. And if you watch the Edge of Fate teaser, you know that something's going to erupt out of her innards a little bit later on. Why can't I... There, approach. There we go. So, you've got your typical choices of bounties here. Thundering Ritual, Disintegrating Ritual, Sunbeam Ritual, Precise Ritual, and all that. And we've got additional bounties as well. Then we've got rewards here. Now, these come from getting the title. So we've got the Astrograph Shader. Let's have a little look at it on my Titan here. There we go. There it is. It's quite, well, it's quite cool, actually, that. I quite like that. Then we've got an emblem called Seer, and we've also got another emblem called Calibrated as well. Then we've got quests we can fold into this week's, because it's Spire of the Watcher this week is the dungeon. So we've got the Spire Ascent encounter completed, the Akelos, the Siren's Current... What? Akelos, the Siren's Current defeated, and Percy, the Primordial Ruin defeated. So they're in the Spire of the Watcher. Complete all encounters to successfully clear the dungeon. And we've also got the same thing as well for this. So we've got a Wilder Flight as a reward there. And we've got the Long Arm, which is the reward there as well, which is very nice indeed. And then on the second page, we've got this. Now, these are... Well, we know what they are. They're just raid banners. But we've got this new currency called a Nonary Manifold Converter. Now, we've been getting these curios of the Nine through our seasonal challenges as we've been playing this last... I think it's been this last episode, hasn't it, basically? The Heresy episode. So you can convert your curios of the Nine here to Nonary Manifolds. And we believe it's 30 Nonary Manifolds per one curio of the Nine. So let me see what happens here. I'm going to buy one. there we are. I've got 320 of them and I've lost them all. So yes, there we go. So I've got all of those. Now those nonary manifolds, these are used, it looks like, to convert to rewards from the chest here. So that's how that works. We've also got another chest here as well, which gives you a gift from the 9. Now, this was just saying this to me the moment I arrived, so I assume this is for everybody. So let's open it up and see what's what. I think what it is, last time, yes, I remember last time they had the Thunderlord and all that kind of stuff. Well, it looks like we've got something similar. It's the gift for the 9, and we've got the Izanagi's Burden here. That's nice. And we've got an Aeon Safe as well. Boo! I don't think I've ever put one of them on. Weapons-wise, so we've got 3 weapons. We've got the Adjudicator, and that looks, yeah, that's nice. So we've got it's what do you call that? It's a Masterwork version of it as well. So there's the Adjudicator submachine gun. We've got the Prosecutor auto rifle in there as well. And we've also got the Chain of Command machine gun. Ooh, nice. Now then, that Chain of Command machine gun, was that always in the prophecy? Or has this been prophesied? I don't know. And then we've got a nice set of armor. It's basically dungeon armor, is it? Yeah, it's the Coda armor from the dungeon, look. So you've got the Crushing Helm there. Very nice indeed. We've got the Crushing Guard. Nice stuff. Look at those shoulders. They're bloody enormous. We've got the Crushing Plate. Here's the chest plate. There we are. Nice. And we've got the Crushing Greaves. Lovely Crushing Greaves. And we've also got the Mark of Judgment as well. Yes, that's nice. Look, somewhere to cover your Bume Hole and your front nethers. So, a nice little thing of rewards there. Nothing else there, is there? That's just one page, just in case I'm missing it. Yes, there we are. So, we've got a free chest of goodies as well, which is lovely. And then, placed around the back, you can see we've got the weapons that you're going to get from each individual dungeon. So, we've got the Prosecutor, we've got the Relentless, we've got the Wilder Flight, and we've got the Long Arm. Now then, see, I don't know, these are probably all to do with Spire. But I know that this one then is the Judgment, and then we've got the Sudden Death, we've got the Terminus Horizon, and the Attune Liminal Vigil. So they're all spread, basically. They're not actually arranged according to dungeon, they're just spread around the place. That's a sidearm there. We've got the Greasy Luck, which is the Glaive. We've got the Cold Comfort, which is the rocket launcher. The Pacific Epitaph, which is a grenade launcher. And we've got the No Survivors sub SMG as well. So, there is everything that we've got. And when you look at the floor, it's utterly bonkers. I really hope there's other things going on here, because that up there looks a bit weird, like we could go up there. And there's another thing up there as well, look. Now, whether or not we can jump up there, see, this is instantly where my mind goes. I'm not too sure. I don't know. There must be something else going on here. There usually is. So there we go. There's our new social space and new goodies for Rites of the 9. I'll be doing a video on this tomorrow, a bit more in-depth about how we do the tuning and the focusing and all that kind of stuff. Bloody marvellous. And we've just noticed here as well, look, we've also got something that looks like some kind of teleport, doesn't it? So I don't know what's going to happen with this, but this may be the thing that teleports us up there, perhaps. Maybe, yes. Because, you know, because we teleported in down the bottom there. There we go, intriguing. There's definitely a few secrets tied in there, babies. Now, each week we're going to have a new dungeon with the Rite of the 9. And this week it's the Spire of the Watcher. You can see we've got 2 placeholders there, which look like they're going to be for Prophecy and for Ghosts of the Deep. And when you select it, you go into here and you grab the different difficulties. So we've got Explorer mode. So Explorer mode dungeons in a lower pressure environment. It's fixed power, no darkness zones. Enemies are weaker. Grants a bonus to damage when a less than full fire team. Legacy dungeon triumphs cannot be progressed, and you can't get the exotic by doing it this way. But there is also a match-made version of that as well. I shouldn't have pressed that button. Also, we've got Eternity, so this is kind of bottom, well, second to top, really, in the difficulty stakes. We've got mode modifiers, so obviously you'll be able to get the exotic doing this. A more challenging dungeon completing an encounter with fewer deaths grants better rewards, and then there's a boost gained initial exotic drop rate boosts. Now, I wonder if that's down to completions. We'll have to get a bit more clarity on that, but I don't know yet what's going to increase that, because we've got a little 1 after the colon there. Usually number 2 comes after the colon, but we got number 1 there, so I assume maybe the amount of runs that we do or whatever boosts that. We'll have to see. Combat adjustments, so we've got Brawn, your health is massively increased, but does not regenerate. That's a bit of a bum. We've got randomized Banes throughout it. We've got Shocker, so when defeating goblins, they spawn arc pools. Shielded foes, you will face combatants with arc and void shields there. And then finally, we've got Ultimatum. Now, this one, what have we got for extras here? So we got the Ultimatum mode, the most challenging dungeon, completing an encounter with fewer deaths, grants better rewards, and this one awards the adept weapons too. We've got not swap in there, so swapping exotic armor or ammo type in the kinetic or energy weapon slot drains all ability energy. Right, okay. So there's a penalty to that. That isn't too bad. We've got the Ultimatum from the 9. This activity is set at a fixed difficulty. And then we've got the boosts gained there as well. And then we've got combat adjustments. Scorched Earth, so enemies throw extra grenades. Randomized Banes, we've got Galvanized. Combatants have more health and more difficult to stun. And then we've got Shocker and Shielded foes in there as well. So Ultimatum is going to be the most profitable way to do it. But if you're new to the game or you want to have a little look around the dungeons and get used to it, you can see that Explorer could come in very handy, yes. Right then, let's have a little look at this week's Pinnacle rewards and all our different doodahs, starting off with the Vanguard. Let's have a look here. Vanguard Ops this week, what do we have? We have Heavyweight, we've also got a Solar Surge and a Stasis Surge there as well, and we've got a Solar Threat, so that's your bog standard Vanguard Ops. The Nightfall this week, let's have a little look. It's the Prison of Elders, it's the Warden of Nothing. What have we got for build crafting? We've got an overcharge on rocket launchers, and we've got an arc surge and a strand surge there too. As for Champneos, you've got barriers, overloads, and unstoppables in there as well. That's not usually the case, is it? And we've also got a solar threat there too. And the Nightfall this week is the rocket sidearm, the Lotus Eater. Here's the standard version, and here is the Adept from the Grand Master. And here we are in Onslaught, the expert version. Midtown is the map. Modifiers wise, well, we've got the Tormentor on level 50. We've got an overcharge of machine guns and shotguns, and we've got heavyweight in there too. Power weapons deal more damage and more ammo is available. Nice. And then we've got a solar threat, and of course all the Chumpneos as well. And I've popped into Gambit just to check, and we've got increased Gambit rank this week. That'll be good for all 5 of us who like Gambit. And into the Crucible. So we got our 6v6 control. We have Rift on the 6v6 quick play. We've got Rumble, our normal competitive 3v3. In the labs, we've got Hardware Mix, and then we've got the Collision Slow Capture variant. Pass. And into the Legends tab. What do we have here? The mission is the Starcross. That's the exotic mission this week. That gives you the Wish Keeper bow. Is that right? Yes, that's right. And we've got raids, the Pinnacle raid. So King's Fall is the first Pinnacle raid this week. And the other Pinnacle raid is Garden of Salvation. And Pinnacle Dungeons, we've got Duality here on, where are we again? Totally forgotten. On the moon. Duality on the moon. And the other Pinnacle Dungeon is the Shattered Throne. And of course, we've got new seasonal challenges again this week. Week 14, we've got Dread Reckoning. Defeat Dread combatants anywhere in the system. Additional progress granted in Heresy activities. By Heart. Ooh, and the Pale Heart. I haven't seen that one before, have we? Anyway, complete patrols and all that malarkey there in the Pale Heart. That's got a Bright Dust reward popping off. Break combatants' shields with matching damage in Vanguard or Gambit playlists. We got a Bright Dust reward for that. Ethereal Might. Defeat targets with Arc Strand or Void subclass equipped in Gambit. Bonus progress is granted for kicking Guardians Fizzogs in. And Darkest Nightfall. Complete any Nightfall on advanced difficulty or higher bonus. And those last 2 are Bright Dust rewards as well. Now, it's worth me pointing out here as well, if you're struggling to get some of those Curios of the 9, this is where you get them from, you remember. You can get them from the seasonal challenges. So I've got about 5 to get, and I think we did, like I said earlier, we worked out you get 30 of the new Nano Doodah Malarkey thing for 1 of these. So yes, so it's worth probably targeting those in the next couple of weeks. But of course, all this stuff is going to be around now until July the 15th, when the Edge of Fate drops. And here we are with Ada the Shader. I'll press record this time because I didn't earlier. First off, we've got the New Age Black Armory, which does look very pretty on my face. Watch the glowy red dribbly bits. There we are, excellent. Yes, this isn't as common as it used to be. I mean, it is more common than it was, you know what I mean? And then we've also got Echoes of Io shader here. This used to be rare, no longer is it. No. Is that a lightsaber hilt there? I'm obsessed with Star Wars after the Edge of Fate reveal. Not the Edge of Fate, Renegades, and the Dead Orbit Vision here shader as well, which I am pleased doesn't have a bit of camo in sight. Very, very attractive, yes. And now let's have a look at this week's Eververse store and see what we've got. My next to Twingin. Oh, I got an engram to decrypt there. What's that? Oh, a destructive wizard. I haven't seen that one. I'll have a look at that again. Okay, right. Well, look at all this stuff. We've got Europe Prophecy Ultimate Edition. So, right, these are all the... See, now, yes, we've got a clandestine cargo set here. Now, this is all new, I imagine. Let's have a look. So, we've got... Let's go and look in here. So, we've got a Probot, it looks like. An Inferno Shell. Is it a Probot? For ghosts who dream of destruction and sinners. Yeah, that's basically a Probot from Empire Strikes Back. Which is pretty bloody cool. Yes, we like that. What's this? Silent Vendetta. So these are like all influenced. I don't know if folk, because I'm doing this with chat here. But yes, is that like a design solely for Destiny, or is that a new... Or is that a design that's come from something else? Because I don't recognise it, but I'm not up with the new Star Wars stuff. Stop hiding in chat. I can't see them. Oh, now this is... Yes, this is the... That's Darth Maul's really funny land speeder. It'll look like he got in a rocket in Phantom Menace, isn't it? The Crescent Infiltrator. Yeah, I like that. That's good. It's still not turning around the centre, though. It's going around an invisible centre pole instead of moving in the centre there, which is a bit strange. So there we go. There we are. There's that there. Anything else? That looks new to me. There's a network shell here. There we go. It's all very, Vexy. Do you know what I mean? Vexy. Sexy Vexy. We've got a partition recoil ship. I know I don't usually show you the silver stuff, but it's all new, so we've got to have a look at me. That is quite crazy looking as well. Very Tron-y, and that's quite nice too. And then here's the Sparrow, the Conflux Runner. Ooh, nice cubes coming off it there. There we go. Cool. That's nice as well. I like the look of that. Let's have a look at what we've got for our Bright Dust Malarkeys. This week we've got the Coppertone Patina. There it is. Look, I've changed my clothes, look. There we are. So you've got a bit of a patina on things. Yes, there we are. That's nice as the Coppertone Patina. We've got the Circadian Chill, which actually looks quite nice. It looks like I'm about to step on in a pantomime. Wouldn't you say? Yes. Huzzah! He's behind you, etc. Vitreous Entrance, Transmat Effect. That's a bit of a Vexy Diamond affair. We've got the Ratkin Ghost Shell. Okay, so this is to do with the... Oh, what's the name of that gun? The Rat King! Yeah, there we go. There it is. Glowy red eyes. Quite like that. And we've got the Manicured Emote as well, which is quite nice. That's a blue emote. So that's 400 squiddly diddlies. It's a quick one. It's not an infinite one. Yeah, 400 squiddly diddlies for that one. Let's have a look at the Bright Dust stuff. Ooh, what's this? We've got the Rising Stars Dance. That's quite entertaining. Are they going to dance now? Ah, I thought they were going to do some groovy hip swaying. There we are. That's a good laugh. Yes, excellent. We've got the Sovereign Signal. This is an ornament for the Crown of Tempest, or the Patch Butcher headpiece. That's quite an old one, that is, though, isn't it? Yeah, Splicer. Yeah, there we are. Look, you got a heating ring on the top there, so you can boil a kettle. We've got the Wanderer's Shell here, which is a big chonky shell, which I do quite like. I do quite like that. That's quite nice, that. Yes, very nice indeed. Yes, good, good. We've got a ship called the Blight or Flight. What season is that? Oh, look, it's the Scalextrics looking one with the boing, boing, boing thing. Slot cars, for our American chums, of course. Yes, there we are. That's good. I do quite like that. We've got the Overpacked. That's quite nice too. Oh my god, the Season of the Deep look. It's quite a nice aesthetic on that, isn't there? Wouldn't you agree? Nice aesthetic. Yes. There we are. Good. Lovely, lovely. Then we've got the Strider's Pinion. This is for the... Oh, this is new. Oh, look at that. That's for the Vigilance Wing. My god. That is beautiful. I'm buying it. That's great. I've got to buy it. How great is that? Okay, then we got the Explosive Projection, which looks like a brain, but it's a bloody, what do you call them? Screebs. There we go. We got Screebs. What else have we got? We got Verdigris Shader, which is a greeny shader, which if you like green, that's for you. Excellent stuff. Hey, Chuck, thanks for the subscription. Lion's Pride. Ooh, that's quite shiny, isn't it? That goes quite well, that. JC Streamer, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I do quite like that one. That's nice. We got Gamekeeper. Let's have a look at that. Ooh, and that's a very driftery look, isn't it? Particularly on this set of armor. That's nice, that. Yes, I like that. That's the Gamekeeper. That's no. See, I thought that was new, but it's not. It's just it's old. Spark of Joy, which is makes me look like a Valentine's Day cake. Yes, not bad at all. That's quite nice there. Yes. We got the Illicit Transmat Effects. Which we've seen before. There we are. That's like a little ring. We got the twin snake effects. There we are. That's grand. Ooh, I always like that one, even though it's old as heels. And then we got Up in Smoke as well. There we are. Great stuff. So there we go. That's everything we've got in the Eververse this week. I spat everywhere then. There's nice. So there we go, folks. That was a bumper edition, and I didn't even cover as much as I wanted to cover, but I've decided I'm going to be doing some other videos on it as well. So I'm going to be doing a general guide on Rites of the Nine. I'm going to come out tomorrow. And I'm also going to do a guide on each of the dungeons as well as they come out, so you're ready for the encounters and how things work, particularly if it's your first time playing these, because you probably haven't had it if you haven't bought the dungeon keys from previous years. So keep an eye out for those videos there. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of today's revelations, particularly what you think about the Renegades DLC. I do not know what to make of that at all. It's blown my mind, but I still don't know. Anyway, let me know in the comments, folks, and don't forget, a like and subscribe really helps the channel and helps the video reach and helps me continue along this path of madness at my advanced old age. Thank you so much for watching. I shall speak to you all again very soon. A sausage hurt.